Good day everyone, this is Cadet Ora Fitzjan for my reporting today. The topic is the revised penal code, which is Article 89, how criminal liability is totally distinguished. So, how criminal liability is totally distinguished? Number 1, by the death of the convict as to the personal penalties and as to pecuniary penalties. Liability, therefore, is extinguished only when the death of the offender occurs before final judgment. Number 2, by service of the sentence. Number 3, by amnesty, which completely extinguishes the penalty and all its effect. Number 4, by absolute pardon. Number 5, by prescription of the crime. Number 6, by the prescription of the penalty. Number 7, by the marriage of the offended woman, as provided in Article 344 of this code. So, we have a death in our topic, which is death is the permanent cessation of life. Question: when does death extinguish criminal liability? So, death extinguishes criminal liability at any stage of the proceeding, be it before or after conviction. This is because of the moment the offender dies, there is no one to serve personal penalty. At kung namatay ang nagkasala, yun na yung kanyang penalty sa kanyang ginawang kasalanan. Next is service of sentence. Service of sentence means satisfaction of the penalty imposed. If it's imprisonment, it means that he has served his sentence behind bars. If it's fine, it means that he has paid the amount. Amnesty. Amnesty is an act of grace from the power entrusted with the execution of the law, which does not only exempt the offender from the service of penalty for the crime committed, but also obliterates the effects of the crime. It does not only suspend the execution of the sentence. Next is absolute pardon. Absolute pardon, it is an act of grace received from the power entrusted with the execution of the law, which exempts the offender from the penalty prescribed by law for the crime committed. So the difference of amnesty and pardon: the amnesty, it is obliterate the effect of the crime and granted at any stage of proceedings before, during, or after final judgment. And while the pardon merely suspend the execution of sentence, erases the penalty to be imposed, and granted only after conviction by final judgment. So we have the last topic, but is valid marriage. A valid marriage between the offender and the offended party extinguishes criminal liability only in relation to private crimes, seduction, abduction, acts of lasciviousness, and one public crime, which is rape. Under Article 266, the valid marriage of the offended with the offender extinguishes criminal liability as well as the penalty. So the question is the criminal liability extinguishes if the marriage took place after offender was convinced by final judgment? The answer is yes. Yes, even if there is already a final executory judgment, such as when the offender is already behind bars, a valid marriage between the offender and the offended will still extinguish criminal liability and the penalty imposed. So that's all, guys. I hope you learned something in my reporting, and thank you and God bless.